Hi and welcome to this new app of the course. Actually, this is the last app and it is a project, so you are supposed to solve this project. You are supposed to build this app on your own. And in this video, I want to explain you what you are supposed to build. And this app is called Cinema Ticket Booking. I have built this app already and it consists of these files. So we have two DB files, database files, where the data are stored, and we have this main.py file. So I'm not going to show you the code right now, but basically all the code of the app is inside this main.py. Feel free to have multiple files if you like to split the classes into multiple files. I didn't do that, I didn't find it necessary, but it's up to you. It's perfectly fine if you split it. And this design.txt is just some notes about the design, so it's not related directly to the project. It's not an integral part of the project. And these two files, I'm handing them to you so you can find them as resources for this project. So you are not supposed to build these two files from scratch. The app is supposed to find them ready from some other instances. So let me show you what these two databases contain. You can view the data of these databases using the DB browser program. So that program we installed and we used it, you learned how to use it in the previous section of the course. So let me now show you what these data look like. So go to DB browser on your computer and then go to Open Database to browse the database that I'm providing you for this project. So let's first look at cinema.db. So it has one table, the table name is sit, and if we go to browse data, we're going to see the data for the table seat. And you see that we have like 6 rows here in the table. We have a seat ID column, a taken column, and a price column. So every record, every row symbolizes one seat of the cinema. And so we have different IDs for different seats. Every seat has an ID. And then we have a taken column, which means that if the seat is taken or not, for example, A1 is taken because it has 1 as value. So a value of 1 means that the seat is taken. A value of 0 means the seat is free. So it's free to be taken by a user, by a client, by a customer, wherever you call them. And every seat has a price, so there might be different prices for different seats because, you know, in a cinema some seats are more preferable, so it makes sense to have them more pricey. And that's all about the cinema.db database. Let's open the other database, banking.db. So go to database structure and you'll see that this database has one table, it's called card, and you go to browse data and you see the data for card. So card, that table has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So the type column having either MasterCard or Visa, so the type of the debit or credit card. And then we have the number of the card. I just entered some fake numbers, of course. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for this first record, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the other record. And the CVC, this is a number that debit or credit cards have, usually on the back, so it's like a security number. And each card has the name of the holder, the person who owns the card. So Mary Smith in this case, and the balance, the current balance of the card. So 2000 for that first card and 460 for the second card. So we have just 2 examples of cards here. And that's about the databases that we have for this project. Now let me show you how this app works, so how the end product should work, so you can try to build the same behavior more or less. If I run now main.py, so this file, that one in there, so let me right click it and run. The app is supposed to ask us for our name, so let's say John Smith, preferred seat number. So as you can see, I didn't build a graphical user interface for this app. I just chose to go with a simple command line interface. But feel free to make your own interface if you like. I wanted to focus on the core of this program, so on building the classes and the interaction between classes. The other part, whether you want to build a Kivy interface using the Kivy library or just to build a web app interface, that's up to you. So in this case now, preferred seed number. If this was a web app, the user would maybe select a seed graphically. You'd show probably a grid with seeds graphically, where these free seats are in green color and occupied seats are in red, and so on. And then the user would select a green seat. So let's say they would select seat A2, which is green, and that means the user is giving the program some input. The input is A2 or A1, whatever seat ID that is. And so that's the idea here, that we are pretending we are getting some input from the interface. So the user here would say, for example, A2. So A2 is free. So yes, A2. A2, then press enter. The program keeps asking for input, your card type, Visa, your card number. So Visa was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was the card number for Visa in the database. So banking.db, Visa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And enter. The CVC was 1, 2, 3. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Press enter. Cardholder name was John Smith. So I know that we asked for the name already here, but sometimes people use cards from different persons, so it makes sense to ask for the holder name here. John Smith. So John Smith. Enter. Purchase successful. So the program returned purchase successful, and it generated this sample.pdf file, which is a PDF file, and here we have the digital ticket of the user. So the name John Smith and ticket ID, this is just a random string that the program is generated for every ticket. The price 100, so that was the price of the seat, and the seat number was A2. So that's one functionality of the program, generating a PDF ticket. But also you'll see that now the balance of this card has been decreased. So it was 460 the balance. Now if I refresh this table to reflect the changes that the Python app did, we are going to see that this gets lowered to 360. So 460 minus the price of the seats, and we get 360. Right, if we open the cinema.db database, we are going to see that A2 now is taken. So the value for taken for A2 is 1 now. That means if we run the program again, and Mary tries to get seat A2, which is already occupied, and she has a MasterCard with a number of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The card CVC is 2, 3, 4. Cardholder name is Mary Smith, yes. And we get this seat is taken. So before with John we got purchase was successful or something like that. Now we get seat is taken, and you see that if we refresh this table, no money has been taken out of the balance of this card of Mary. So this was the second scenario. So the first scenario was when the purchase is successful and the money is taken from the balance. The second scenario is when the seat is taken and there is also another scenario when, let's say, John Smith, he wants A3 now, which is not taken. We can see A3 in cinema.db is not taken. The seat is free. And John has a Visa card with number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's a correct card number. But now we're going to just set a fake number, a wrong number for this card. So instead of 1, 2, 3, which would be the correct CVC, so the security number, we would say 0, 1, 2. And finally, cardholder name, John Smith. So execute, and this time we got this message. There was a problem with your card. So this is the third scenario that your app should take into account. So the first scenario is when the purchase is complete, the second scenario is when the seat is taken, and the third scenario is when the card details are not correct and the program doesn't finalize the purchase again and displays the message there was a problem with your card. So that's what your program should do. I hope it was clear and good luck with it, and I'll talk to you in the next videos showing you my solution, which could be similar to yours sometimes, but it's never the same, so keep that in mind and I'll talk to you in the next videos.